All right, man. WichitaPromo Podcast. We're at another episode, man. We up here at Action Approved Studios today, and I'm sitting down with my guy Sad Boy Kris. How you doing, man?
I'm doing all right, man. I'm doing all right.
Hell yeah, man. It's been like a year and a half almost since the last time we sat down on camera. I checked this morning. It's pretty crazy. A lot's changed since that time.
So much.
I think the last time we sat down, you were still living in New York and you were just visiting or something like that. Yeah. When did you make the move back to Wichita?
This past January.
January.
2026.
Okay. How did you get tapped in up here at Action Approved?
Hey, man. Before I moved back, a couple months before I moved back, actually, Hippie K got tapped in up here, and like that's my bro. Like, like we're on a team and shit. Shout out the team. And he just kind of told Jack, was like, if you're looking for engineers or anything like that, I got this dude.
Yeah, for sure.
You know what I mean? So
yeah, man, I didn't see your work obviously over the years through Hippie K, but like I don't watch you work under pressure at a B&B. Like I done seen you put some shit together, man.
Yeah, man.
Hell yeah. What's it been like recording up here at Action Approved and just having like, SE Trill and Trilla Mafioso, Hippie K, Lil Jew, like all these heavy hitters around you all the time that want to work. How's the creative energy been?
The creative energy is pretty solid. I'll be real with you.
Yeah.
It's nice to be with it's nice to work with other people who are also hungry for this shit, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's one thing just to kind of be like recording people that are coming in and stuff like that, like that kind of that like helps me keep my reps in, like helps me stay warmed up almost, because it's just kind of like being in the gym. But working with them specifically, that's like, I don't know, like I just said, it's really nice to have people who take it seriously and like who really, you know what I mean?
Hell yeah, absolutely, man. I've been watching your work through Hippie K for so long now. I imagine having y'all in the booth together every day like that, you're probably creating an insane amount of music.
The vault's huge right now, man. The vault's big.
Yeah. And I know, so I was listening on the way up here. I listened to Adderall as well as Less is More. And the last time you were on, we were talking about Less is More. I know you're working on a project right now. I don't know how much you want to say about it, but I wanted to touch on it.
Yeah, man. I mean, it's in the works. We're out of the production stage right now. I say we're.
Yeah.
I'm out of the production stage right now. Everybody who's on the project has gotten their beats already. If not, they've already recorded.
Yeah.
So those are all set to go. Yeah, we're just currently in the recording phase.
Hell yeah.
Probably for a little bit we're gonna be there, and then eventually I'm hoping around June we can shift to the mixing phase.
For sure. Hell yeah. What's like the sonic difference in this one? Like how different does this feel from Less is More?
It's definitely diverse. That's what it is. It feels the same as Less is More. If you listen to it from top to bottom, it changes genres. It's real smooth. This one, it's the same as far as different genres, but it's different, like completely different from the vibes.
For sure.
There. Like we got some Afrobeat vibes on here. We got some like some Jersey club vibes on there. You know what I mean? I'm kind of just taking influences from like my time in New York as well.
Yeah.
Kind of incorporating that into the styles that are going to be on this next project.
Yeah, for sure. And I know on Less is More, it was a lot of like Houston artists and stuff like that who you were around when you were living there.
Yeah.
What's the feel on this one? Is it kind of scattered?
It's a bit scattered, and like I fuck with it. Like I like there's some Wichita artists on here.
Fire. Yeah.
You.
Yeah.
There's some Wichita artists on here. I'm gonna have some more Houston artists on this one as well.
Fire.
Some of them returning from Less is More.
Let's go.
And then I got some in the works with some New York artists as well. So now we're gonna have Kansas, Texas, and New York all in.
That's fire, man.
Project.
Yeah, I feel like that's kind of what we need right now. We've got a lot of artists that are really doing their thing in Wichita, but that's kind of a step that I think could boost a lot of them. Just getting some New York eyes, getting some Texas eyes. We all kind of gaining our fan bases, from each other. That's really dope. Is there any co-production on this album, or is it all you?
I got a couple beats that are on there that are collabed with my boy Sojo.
For sure,
what I mean?
yeah.
He got to be on there.
Hell yeah.
I did say that I was out of the production stage, but if I'm being real with you, like not all the beats have been used yet. So I'm still actually like collaborating with some other local producers, and probably gonna be swapping some of those beats out even. You know what I mean? So
for sure.
It's still in the air. You know what I mean? Like there's still some local producers I'd love to work with and have them on here. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Hell yeah. What's is the mixing all you? I'm sure the mixing is all you on the project.
Yes,
for
the
sure.
mixing is on me.
For sure. How do you think like living in New York and Houston and now here in Wichita again, like moving around like that, being able to network all across the country, how do you think that like evolved you as a musician, as a producer and an engineer? Because you're very able to like adapt to different styles.
Right. I think that it was essential for my development.
Yeah.
And I think I might have said the same thing on the last podcast. I don't know. But
Yeah.
like where I was like, oh, it just kind of helped me grow as a producer. No, like genuinely even leaving Houston and going somewhere else.
Yeah.
That like every time I moved and just kind of sat somewhere and started like absorbing the knowledge around me, like I learned an incredible amount than if I were to be just here, or like let's say I stayed in Houston but just kind of started, staying in my room and going back to that YouTube university thing. You know what I mean? You can only learn so much that way, but I've grown so much, and I see like the longer I do it, like the more of like the music industry I kind of see like through a different lens.
Yeah,
you know
for
what I
sure.
mean? Like there's a lot more to it than a lot of people think.
Yeah, absolutely, man. I think producing is getting like more and more popular in terms of like producers are getting more and more recognition as time goes, but engineers get so slept on with like how important that is for the song, bro. Like I've heard so many songs that like the mix is like the make or break. I'm not gonna lie. Like engineers carry a lot. It's kind of unfortunate that they don't get the credit they deserve right now.
I think the last time we did a podcast, it was like I was still like, and I still do produce, you know what I mean? Like I make the beats and everything.
Yeah.
But I think I was at a point with my mixing and my engineering where I was like, I still considered myself like a novice a little bit, or I'm like, okay, it's cool. But like, I don't know, even like less is more. I was like, I feel like it could have been a little better, but I feel like I'm so much more confident in the headspace that I am right now with engineering.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
like I genuinely think this is like the sonics of like what I work with now are like, it's up there.
Hell yeah, yeah, man. We've made some songs together and everything sounded great, and I like the fact that you kind of have your own creativity with it. Like there's a lot of no shade to anybody, but a lot of people, they just make the money from the studio session, give you a real basic mix, send it to you, it's off. Whereas you always like you kind of add your own like little creative spins on things, and I really fuck with it because every idea you've come to me with has been fire. Like when you sent me, I did that money spread, and then when you sent me the slowed down version of it, I was like, damn, that just spawned a whole different project in my head. Now I'm like, okay, now I got to edit this whole EP. Every song need to sound like that. Yeah, man. That's that was a big Houston vibe on that one. I love that.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Man, your time in New York, I do want to talk about that a little bit because that's just such a crazy place to be making music. What were some of the like differences that you noticed between the scene there and in Houston and here? Like
they all have their own type of,
for sure.
I feel like it's what most people can assume is that they all got their own different types of energy.
Hell
you know what I mean? The New York, what I was seeing up in New York, especially, working out of lounge studios and just kind of like, because I was interning up there, you know what I mean? Just kind of being able to sit in on some of those sessions and things. And it's like, yes, you do have that like New York style of like hip hop or like that grimier type of hip hop.
Yeah.
But there's also so much more there, like the pop artists that I heard there, the R&B artists, dude, there's so much talent up there, and it's similar to Houston in a way of like it's a cultural melting pot. Like there's so many different cultures there, so like you'll have like pretty, you know what I mean, like you got Afro beats still up there, and it's like fire, and it's so fire, you know what I mean, but it all inspired me, but in a different way. But I think that just has to also do with, aside from the music, just the way that, the city looks and just, the vibe and just,
for sure.
Yeah.
Man, that's really a sound that we talked about it off camera a little bit while we were going through your beats one day, but that's a sound that we're kind of missing in Wichita right now, and it's kind of surprising. You might be the guy that brings it here for real, man. We need the Afro hey, we need the Afro beats, we need the Spanish vibes, like all of that shit is really like kind of missing in this city. It's really just kind of rap, rock, little bit of country sprinkled in there.
I feel like we do have a Spanish vibe here. I don't feel like we have enough like that are actually recording.
Right, for sure.
But absolutely. I'm like, that's here. That Spanish vibe is here.
Yeah. I know some people who perform and they're incredible, but there's no like songs out.
Right.
I would love to see some people dropping some music like that,
so
man.
So somebody's got to tap into that scene, man.
Absolutely. I think you the guy with the production, bro. I think you the guy that's gonna make it happen, man.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I'm excited for shit like that. What's as somebody who's been in, the Houston scene, the New York scene, what are some of the things that you see in the Wichita scene that you personally think we're missing or that we're kind of doing wrong?
I heard something around the time when I first moved back.
Yeah.
I forgot who said it, but they made a valid point, and I feel like it could be changed, but they were like, Wichita is like 10 years behind any big city, bro. And I'm like, that's factual. That's factual, but I feel like I'm just going to say it. I guess somebody's got to say it.
Yeah.
The amount of people that I have met in Houston and New York
Yeah.
that are able to do that, leave your ego at the door thing, especially with sessions or working with writers and musicians. I think Wichita, there's quite a bit of that missing in Wichita.
100%.
Like there's still some growth that needs to happen, some learning that needs to happen. But I think that, again, me leaving the city helped me see things in a different light. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I was able to see, this is how things work in like a bigger studio or like a bigger creative space. This is how things work. This is how like studio etiquette looks.
Yeah.
And I think, and it's not necessarily their fault. I think a lot of people are just, they don't know what that looks like.
Facts. No, I think the reason that I'm able to kind of understand things like that better is because I've been able to travel, luckily, through friends like Hippie K and introducing me to Gringo and going, being around bigger artists. I've been able to soak in that game. But if I had stayed in Wichita, I might be in the same spot. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's no nobody's done it here. So there's no game plan laid. There's no blueprint. Nobody has any clue what the fuck we're doing. We're all just throwing it at the wall and like hoping some. Yeah, none of us really has any clue what we're doing here right now, which is different.
The scene's it's building for sure.
For sure.
The last time we talked about it, I was like, "There's not enough here for me."
Yeah.
Since then, the scene it's been building.
Hell
but
yeah.
There's still plenty of room for growth.
Yeah.
And we're still learning here. So
Yeah. Man, and it's really dope to see the shit that Jack's doing with Action Approved, that like when people are coming into the city, he's giving a place for them to come create and to come chill. Like, having Hustle Cartel up here, working with T-Rel, people like that. It's dope to see like when people are coming to Wichita, they finally have a place that they're comfortable to come through and just chill. And you know what I'm saying? Like that night that we shot that video for Boss Made and Hustle Cartel out here, like I was thinking about that shit the whole night. I was like, man, Wichita has such a bad reputation that like a lot of celebrities don't want to come here because they think it's just problems. Yeah. I was like, man, we was outside shooting dice and having fun for hours. Like that was so dope. I was like, it's cool that Jack like curated a spot that everybody's comfortable coming through. Everything gonna be smooth, and we got like bigger people starting to put their eyes on Wichita now. Yeah, that's really dope.
There was somebody I talked to. Who was it? I'm not. This isn't no shade to anybody that's already here. I don't know if it's true, if he's even tried to record here. But I was talking to what is his? Oh no, I hate that I'm skipping out on his name now. No, because we have a mutual in Houston named Mo City Calvo. He was also on my Less Is More project.
Yeah.
Young Deji.
Yeah.
I was talking to Young Deji, and when he was asking if I had like a spot up here. And I was like, yeah, like I've been recording up here. And what his exact words were I've never had. He's like, I don't know. He's like, I haven't really had like a good recording experience up here before. So like, I'm not sure if there's any studios I want to tap in with, but I'll take a look at yours. And when he said that, like that first half, like I haven't had any good recording experiences. I was like, man, that's, even though like I said, I've been gone for like 5 years. And I just came back. Like that hurt me to hear. I was like,
for sure.
Bro,
for
we
sure.
gotta do better.
I think there's, man, we are so oversaturated with rappers right now, specifically rappers. And I am one, you know what I'm saying?
But as a rapper, I can tell you that.
Dog, we got way too many rappers in the city right now. And the harsh truth is there's a good 85% of them that don't need to be rapping. And I don't even mean that in a skill way. I mean that in like, they don't have passion for this. They don't give a fuck about this. They like the attention that comes with it. They don't really want to put in the work. They just want to be cool. They want to be rappers. That's a lot of this. And I think there's like a disconnect now between like the serious artists and some of the producers and engineers, because the producers and engineers are so overworked with bullshit that it's kind of hard to like dissect who's serious and who's not now, I think it's just man, the scene's just really watered down right now, if I'm being real, man. We got a lot of like bullshit just getting kind of thrown out.
Yeah, I feel like at some point, the city is gonna have to decide, like, how serious are we about this?
Yeah, for sure.
At some point, the scene's gonna have to pick.
Man, and we talked off camera. We don't have to get like into it at all, but like the lists of like who's the best rapper in town, who's the this and that. Well, we all know who's in the conversation. It doesn't matter who you think is where. We all come to similar conclusions where like there's the similar names in all the lists
repeating
in
names,
different areas. Like, you know what I'm saying? We see the numbers. We know who's doing what. in reality, these conversations shouldn't be competitive. They should be like, you know who we want to see work together? This guy and this guy, because then this shit would go crazy.
Facts.
We never have those conversations.
We don't.
We always keep it in like a competitive energy here, and it's kind of weird.
And I want to kind of help kill that a little bit with this project.
For sure.
With this project, especially because like one of the songs I'm trying to put together are like two artists from Wichita that I haven't seen work together. That I'm like, yo, this would be gas.
Absolutely.
Like, I'm trying to make it happen.
Absolutely.
So yeah, man, I hear you on.
Yeah.
Sure.
There's so many artists in town that I would love to hear work with each other, but it's not even like beef shit. It'll just be if they don't know each other, they like don't want to work or get in a room, and I'm like, why? You do the same shit, dog. Like,
right.
Why?
Same genre, bro, and everything, man.
Yeah. We definitely got to work on that shit, but we are getting better. We are absolutely getting better, and I do feel like we have artists that are like right on the cusp. You know what I'm saying? You have somebody like Hippie who's like going crazy, making every play you could possibly make. I feel like he right there. You got a motherfucker like Lalo Holmes who's dropping shit and getting it shared by like Currency, and I'm like, oh, he's right there. You know, there's dudes in town that I'm like, man, we really getting close, bro.
Keep working,
It might happen soon, bro.
You can't press the brake now, man.
Yeah, hell yeah, man. What do you think is like the importance? You said not only of you were talking about him talking about not having like good recording experiences. What do you think is the importance for an artist to like really lock in with an engineer over time and develop their sound personally?
I mean, that's just, you kind of already said it, where it's like develop their sound. Like it's essential to kind of have your sound as an artist, especially like with the industry, you know what I mean? Consumers look for an image. They need a story.
Yeah.
They need, you know what I mean? They need a reason other than your music to rock with you. And that's just like, it's essential. It's really important. Now I understand what some people might, you know, counter argue is that like, oh, well, you know, every time I try to ask an engineer if he wants to work, like, you know, he's charging me for sessions and he's doing that and the third. But that's a part of it. You're not always going to get somebody who's like, yo, let's work for free, unless you want to start with a low-level engineer who, let's be honest, is probably going to make your stuff sound like a little bad.
Yeah.
But if you're willing to sit there, because if you're also new, you might as well just sit down with that person and grind out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Until your writing gets better, because what's the point of having really, really good sounding music,
right,
if you're not that good at writing, if you're not that good at melodies, if you're a singer, if you're not, you know what I mean? So sometimes paying for that engineer a little bit is that comes with it. But if they rock with you, they're gonna rock with you, and like they're gonna throw you discounts. I'm not gonna speak for everybody, but they might throw you discounts. They might like actually be like, fuck it, like let's just work. You know what I mean? So
yeah,
you know,
man, and don't get it fucked up, because you never know what somebody has going on and what they're working on. And one thing I've noticed is sometimes people will throw you some shit and charge you for it to just see, like, is he serious? Because I got serious people. I don't need him.
Right.
Sometimes they just want to see if you will pay for it. You know what I'm saying? And see how serious and how bad you want this.
Yeah.
You know, that I've had a lot of people approach me like angry that like, you know, I have certain producers in town that won't charge me for a beat, or they won't charge me for this, or won't charge me for that. And I'm like, okay, but you got to understand, I paid him for 2 years before we got to that point. I paid for a long time, and we worked and we worked and we worked, and he saw the vision, and now I'm giving him a split, and now we're doing this and this. It's not like shit just gets handed out. Yeah, it's like you really got to work and develop the relationships. And in that time, like, I learned from all that shit. I learned how to be a better artist doing all that shit. I feel like the EKM from 3 years ago was ass, bro. I listened back to that shit. Terrible, bro. Terrible. Sometimes you need that shit, man. Yeah. Man, and I know you, we said on this project, it's like stylistically kind of all over the place. And I feel like you're arguably the most versatile producer in the city. You make beats all over the place, always quality. What's I know you personally, you said your bread and butter, the easiest beats, you could make Drake beats in your sleep, like the melodic type of, that's your shit.
Easy.
What's some of the bags that like you be getting in that might surprise people?
I've been trying to get recently into my what was it, the jerk beats.
Yeah.
I've been trying to dip back into that bag. I touched on it a little bit, but I didn't feel like I really mastered that, or you know what I mean, got as good as I wanted to at it before I got like sidetracked with like other genres and shit.
Yeah.
But no, that one I've been trying to get back, trying to get into a bag with that. I want to make, because the few that I have are pretty high quality. You've heard some. I want to get back into more Afro beats.
Absolutely.
I've been working on something where I'm sure people have done it already. I've been working on something behind the scenes where I like experiment with it on my free time of like taking Afrobeat elements and then Latin music elements and just kind of like combining those.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, it's probably gonna sound like something people have heard before, but I want to get into that bag. But.
Hell yeah. Yeah, man. I know you've also I don't know if you guys want to say any names or anything, but you've been working on a lot of like artist development stuff with people. How did you kind of get into that, and how do you think that's pushing you as like a producer as well? Because that's making you think about songs in a different way that you didn't have to necessarily before.
Right. So as far as that goes, I mean, most of that is, I'll be honest, like most of that is Jack.
Yeah.
He hears it, he sees the vision with somebody.
Yeah.
And he's like, this is a person we should work with.
Yeah.
As far as how that's developed me as like a producer and engineer, it just kind of, it keeps my mind creatively open, and it just it's so to be able to adjust to different styles and different things like that. But it also just kind of creatively keeps me on my toes in a way where like, because sometimes if you're doing a session for like an artist that's being developed, it's like it's less of like oh, I feel like making this. Oh, and then they get on it, right? Because sometimes, like, for example, when I work with Hippie, that's what it is. It's like, I just kind of cook something up, and he's like, yeah, like, let's work on that.
Yeah.
When you're working with the artist who's being developed, it's like when they come in, there is an expectation by whoever's developing them.
Yeah.
That's got to be, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like it's got to be met. So when the artist comes in, they kind of have that thought of like, okay, this is what I'm like, this is the vibe I'm trying to make.
Yeah.
And it kind of forces me to not necessarily like pinhole my creative thoughts, but like, okay, I have to do this. But it's like I do that while adding my own little creative twist to it. So it kind of helps me. Because I guess before as a producer, I was like, I create whatever I want, and then I just go and find the artist that matches it.
For sure.
But this kind of forces me to create a vibe, but also like a very specific vibe, but also like kind of keep my own twist to it.
Yeah.
And I don't know how else to put that better into words, but I do know that if you're a producer, you want to be in the industry and take it seriously rather than underground, but be more mainstream, that's something you got to get used to, because especially if you want to work with signed artists, like an artist who's signed to a label, they're going in that studio because the label's like, hey, we want this vibe.
Yeah. For sure.
From you. We want this vibe, this type of lyric setup, this type of production.
Yeah.
And if you want to be able to if you want to be able to like go with those artists, you have to be able to take that direction too from somebody else rather than your own creative direction.
Yeah.
You got to be able to, like, you know what I mean?
Hell yeah.
And so that's developed me as a producer a lot. It's got me adjusted to being able to kind of take the backseat on what vibe that we're going for, and more just focus on how it sounds and the creativity of like what I can do to make this pop and sound different.
Hell yeah. Is there anybody you don't, even if you don't say names, like any type of vibes or anything, anybody you haven't worked with that you want to? Yeah.
Bro, I know he'd be out the way a little bit, so I'm not like super, you know what I mean? Gritta T, I'm trying to get some working with him.
Hell
I'm trying to get some working with bro for real. I got some shit already some shit pre-made too. Where I'm like, dude,
for sure. I think you played something for me one time and said his name, and I was like, oh yeah, this is perfect. He gonna slide on that.
Yeah, I got some shit for Gritta. What is it? He also be out the way, man. Kris Soap.
Yeah, absolutely. Kris Soap. Yeah.
I'm trying to get some more with him. I'm trying to get some more with Max.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, man.
Man, great transition, bro. I was listening to Adderall on the way up here.
Yeah.
Gotta touch on Adderall, bro. That project was so good.
Appreciate you. Those are all like all those boom bap type of vibes that were on there. Those were all within like the first pack I sent him. Those are the first boom bap beats I have ever made.
Yeah.
Ever.
Yeah.
And I'll be honest, I was like, wasn't sure if they're going to stick or not, but what was made out of them, I was like, hold on, this is tough.
Hell yeah.
This came out tough.
Man, I loved, shout out to Max James. If y'all don't know, we're talking about his album Adderall with Kris right here. And one thing I told Max this, he dropped Damage Control, the album right before that with, I believe it's Runner Boy on production. Mm-hmm. And then he dropped Adderall with you. And I listened to those projects back to back, and that shit made me tear up listening to Damage Control. And then Adderall, I vibed out so hard to, and I had to hit him up, and I was like, bro, I don't think I've ever heard a Wichita artist get this like personal. and like real.
Yeah.
Like that's one thing that he kind of made me realize I feel like we're lacking in Wichita is like personal, like real lyrics. Like people, there's lyricists that like spit and they got crazy bars and people touch on shit here and there. But if you listen to those albums, fuck, man. He says everything. I was like,
I
damn.
Fuck with that heavy.
I respect the shit out of that.
Yeah. I fuck with that heavy, and I think that's why I fucked with the album in general so heavy. And I seen his creative vision that he was going for, because when he brought the idea to me, he was like, like, I'm trying to get real here. Like, I'm trying to talk about some shit. I was like, all right.
Yeah.
I respect that, and I think we need more of that.
Yeah, absolutely. And for it to come from somebody like Max was such a shock. I guess if you know him, not really. But like, if you just watched his career from a distance and you saw like the funny songs, like the Quick Trip and this and that, and then you heard Damage Control, it was like, oh shit. Like,
he's going through some shit.
What happened? Yeah, but that one really, like, man, hearing those two back to back inspired the fuck out of me, because it made me realize, like, damn, nobody's really doing it. Nobody's getting like this personal and deep with it. Maybe I should start like, dabbling with shit like that. So shout out to Max on that, man. I loved that project. Max. Man, y'all put that together pretty quickly too, I feel like.
He hit me up in December and I was like, bet. And I sent him the pack. I sent him like about 2 packs. And we had that done, recorded, and ready to go by mid to end January. So it was like a month.
That's crazy. Yeah. I know y'all are about to run it back and cook some stuff up, man. We were out here outside of this building like, yesterday? Mm-hmm. Yeah. I was out here yesterday shooting a movie with Max, and he turned around and was like, is this the studio? I was like, yeah, bro, that's Kris. Spot, yeah, bro. Yeah, absolutely, man. Shout out to him. But yeah, man, what else? I know you said you're planning on wrapping up like the recording of the album in like June-ish, like summertime kind of?
Yeah, I'm hoping to at least be able to get to the mixing stage.
For sure. Yeah. Hell yeah. What's like the length of the album looking like to you?
Yeah, I think I haven't really settled on the length. Yeah, I'm kind of like I'm leaning a little bit more towards the same length as Less Is More, which is like 9, maybe 10 songs. Maybe I'll drop a bonus in there, make it 10.
Yeah,
but that's about the length that I'm kind of dancing around. I don't know if I want to do longer than 10.
Yeah, man, we'll have to whenever you have the album fully like fleshed out, we'll have to like plan out a couple like music videos to film. I would love to do some weird shit where we like, even if it's people who aren't here, right? Like shoot some scenes here and then fly and shoot some scenes over there. And like, I would love to shoot some out of pocket weird shit for it like that. That'd be fire as fuck.
That'd be gas, man.
Hell yeah, man. What else you working on, man? I know you in here, taking sessions, working with artists every day and shit, making beats like crazy.
Yeah,
I see you going crazy, man.
Yeah, straight work, man. Just mostly been keep my head down, grinding. Yeah. Got some shit coming, more shit coming with Hippie.
Hell yeah.
So it's just, it's a whole lot of, as far as my project goes that I'm working on, it's mostly just been in the gym every day.
Yeah.
Like just
hell yeah.
Been in, just producing, like beat, recording, mixing, just making sure I keep that quality and just growing. I kind of joke about it sometimes. I'll say it's like this is like this place is like my hyperbolic time chamber for those who watch Dragon Ball.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
My hyperbolic time chamber for those who watch Dragon Ball and shit. So it's like you just come in here and work and train.
Yeah, for sure. Hell yeah. Man, this is more of a question for me because I just want to nerd out about music real quick. But what you been listening to, dog? Like, what's been inspiring you lately?
Hold up. Nah, bro, because I've been on sort of a different wave recently. Not rap at all.
Hell yeah. I feel it. I was listening to rock for the past like 2-3 days. I feel like sometimes I got to get out of the rap bag.
I've been bumping some Willow Wake, which is like I want to say it's some punk or like it's more like some Midwest, not Midwest emo, but it has that type of vibe to it. It's very fire. See here, we got some Saving Abel in here. I brought some Kevin Gates back into my rotation.
For sure.
Which is like, but it's like older Kevin Gates. So I'm like, damn, I ain't listened to this since I was like real young. We got Don Tolliver.
Yeah.
We see Mia Snow. I don't know if you've heard of her.
That's not familiar.
Yeah, but she got some shit too.
Okay.
But just scrolling through my recently added to my library shit, bro, it's just a whole lot of like punk music.
Hell yeah.
I've been on that wave. I've been trying to get I've just kind of been thinking about it, and I want to get more into like working with like musicians and things like that.
Yeah,
Like, I
I
want
was
to get
just about
more.
to ask, like, if you'd be, interested in having like bands come in here and play instruments and shit and incorporate them into beats. That'd
Yeah,
be
yeah.
sick.
Like I that would be so far, and I want to. I kind of want to like. I think the term I'm looking for is orchestrate, where like I kind of
Yeah,
just sit down with like a guitar player, and I, like I kind of just describe the key I want, just kind of let him
yeah,
decide like the riff for it, and like sit down with like a drummer and have him do it, and like a
hell
bass
yeah,
guitarist. So it's like I'm not, because I don't know how to play any instruments.
yeah,
I'm trying to pick up keys right now, so I'm like, slowly learning that.
yeah,
But until then, like I just kind of want to compose something with like some musicians, just have different people do different things, and just
hell
kind of
yeah,
compose a track that would, like that, instead of me just kind of being on a computer and clicking shit in.
hell
I would
yeah.
just have everything played out.
Yeah, that'd be sick to see, man. I would love to see that shit happen. Man, I'm excited to see the evolution, man. I know this is still like really a fairly new move being up here, action approved and
Yeah.
everything. I'm excited to see where everything goes, man. I'm excited to see this project when you get it finished up, all that type of shit.
Hell yeah, I'm excited to show it to y'all, man.
Yeah,
It's a big upgrade from the last project, and I feel like it's just a whole lot of yeah, expressing myself. Like
hell yeah,
a whole lot of expression and
for
just showing
sure.
my different influences now.
Hell yeah, yeah, man. I look forward to it. Should I appreciate you sitting down with me, man? Is there anything else you want to talk about or say to the people before we get out of here?
Uh Follow me on Instagram,
Yeah,
Sad Boy Kris. Keep an eye out, man. Me and Hippie K got some more stuff coming. Keep an eye on the team as well. Shout out Dutch, shout out Sojo. You know what I mean.
yeah, yeah,
Shout out Wallace, bro. We got a whole lot of shit cooking. Go stream Vault Tape
yeah, yeah,
on Hippie
yeah.
K as well. Go stream that. Go stream Adderall. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Appreciate the love, and thank you for having me, man.
For sure, man. I appreciate you sitting down with me. Appreciate y'all for watching. That's another episode.
Yes, sir.